Hello and I welcome all of you to our coaching call number 51. In this coaching call, we will be revising program lifecycle, which is actually chapter number 7 of the standard book. And doing this thing, we will move forward to do some questions that I got the feedback from some of our students, and then we continue further. So, starting with the concept of chapter number 7, which is program lifecycle, let's start with today. I will focus mainly only on this cycle. Okay. So in the program, we have three phases in my program, which is program definition phase, program delivery phase, and the program closure phase. Under the program definition phase, I have two subphases, which is program formulation subphase and program planning subphase. Under the program delivery phase, I'm talking about all the components, and every component will have three subphases, which is component authorization and planning, component oversight and integration, and component transition and closure. Once it is finished, I will be going to the program closure phase, in which I am working as the final program reports and all the closure activities that we'll be seeing in the few minutes. Another important thing is that whenever we have to change over from one phase to another phase, whether it's from the program formulation phase to the program planning subphase or program formulation phase to program planning subphase, or it is from the program definition phase to the program delivery phase, everything will need a phase gate review, which is done by the program steering committee, that will give you the go no go decision, and that is the moment when we make the decisions in our program phases. Between the two phase gate reviews, we will have a term which is known as periodic health checks, that will only be done by the program manager, and that is to make sure the program remains on track and everything what the benefit that you are going to achieve are strategically aligned and gives me the value for which the program was initiated. That is the only purpose of the periodic health checks. And at the steering committee meetings, when we perform the phase gate reviews, we get to make a decision, and that will allow us to move to the next phase of my program. Same condition applies to every component. Whenever we have to initiate a component, whether we have to transition the component or when we are going to deliver the benefits of any of the component, the approval of the program steering committee is mandatory and will be needed to do that. Once we will be closed with the program delivery phase, means all the benefits will be realized, or the keyword can be the conditions are met. So this is a very important thing. If you have to change from close one phase, go to the next phase, so the keywords are the criterias. Okay, can be exit criteria, benefit realization criteria, or the equivalent word can be that you have met some conditions, closure conditions, or some criterias. Okay, they look for these keywords, closure conditions are met. Okay, this is a much better answer than only directly saying the programs are delivered, because programs are delivered, programs are realized is a general term, but once he will ask you to close some phase or go to the make no go decision, look for the keyword of criterias or closure conditions. Yes, Mr. Pradeep.
So let's say we have a program budget, right? The total budget, and we allocate component 1 to 3 some budgets, right?
Hmm?
The portion of it.
Okay.
So component one is closed. I mean,
Hmm?
it delivered whatever it is intended. So can we close that budget, or we have to wait until the whole program is closed?
For closing that component budget, you will close, you can only close the component once you will do all the 5 activities in your component, which are financial closure, procurement closure, resource transition, risk transition, and uh, uh, information transition. For that component, you must do all the 5 closure steps within your program delivery phase, then only you can close the component. You don't need to wait for the
And
next components.
and we have to take a phase gate approval at this stage, or
Yes, sure, because
no?
whenever he will ask you that your program one component one is ready for delivery, and it is said that it is has delivered the required benefits. What is the next step? The next step is to get the steering committee approval to initiate the closure activities of that component, and in that component you have to do all these 5 steps under your program delivery phase. Then only you will do close your component.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Thank you.
Then when we saw in the program definition phase, in the program formulation subphase, I said that when we are looking from in the parallel from top to bottom, everything is going on in parallel, and these are not the individual steps that first I will make a business case, then I will do the stakeholder, then I will define the governance plan. Actually, these are going hand in hand, and actually making the business case, charter, and the roadmap is done under the program definition phase. And if I am looking from top to bottom, everything is going on in parallel. It means that while I am making the business case, I am also identifying the benefits by coordinating, engaging, communicating with my stakeholders. And through all this life cycle, at any moment, I have to do the governance so that whatever I am going within my program is aligned with my organizational strategic objectives. Then we saw that in the program formulation phase, I will make three important documents, which is business case, charter, and the roadmap. And the purpose why I will do all the activities which are assessments and estimations in my program formulation surface, they will ultimately help to make these key documents at the end of that phase. Also, under the program formulation surface in the benefits management domain, I am making the benefits register, which contains a list of benefits that are intended to be get from this program. Then also we are doing stakeholder identification, putting them into the stakeholder register, and governance practices we will be defining in the program governance plan. This is what we are doing in the plan in the formulation surface. If we look into the activities of this phase, so let me go step by step. Now we are only focusing on the program formulation surface. In the program formulation surface, for easiness, we made the 37 activities magic grid, which meant that just to remember easily, just look for the knowledge areas which we took from the PMP. But important thing was here integration and stakeholder is not existing, because stakeholder is an individual domain, and integration means when we will see in the eco is covering from the end to end. But in the program activities, we are not doing any integration. When I will do for the scope, I will do the assessment in the program formulation surface, then schedule assessment. In the cost, I have initial cost estimation. In quality, I have assessment. Communication is assessment. Resources is requirement estimation. Risk was initial risk assessment, procurement assessment, change assessment, and information assessment. So in the formulation surface, I am doing 10 activities, out of which 8 are assessment activities and 2 are estimation activities. And we will see that all these assessments and the estimates that we will get will be available to make a business case, charter, and the roadmap. That is the first step. Plus, all these assessments will also be available when I will go to the planning surface. So, whatever I am making here will actually help me to make the charter, business case, and the roadmap. Plus, they will also go as an input to the planning surface subsidiary activities.
So I have one question.
Yes.
Which phase, we define roles and responsibilities? Is that go under stakeholder or is that go under governance? Because I have little confusion between those two.
Roles and responsibilities for what? To do the governance or
Components.
to?
Components.
No, roles and responsibility of which stakeholder we are talking about?
Component members or component stakeholders.
Component
Let's
stake.
say we have 5 components.
Huh?
There are members who are working on component one.
Okay.
So, where we will define the roles and responsibilities of those people.
In the program governance plan.
Okay. Not in the stakeholder register, right?
No, no, no. Stakeholder register will only tell you who are your stakeholders, and you will analyze their power interest grid, their characteristics, that's all. Anything which is concerned with the governance, what they have to check, because even if you look into the stakeholder register, you cannot, you can only identify which roles you have available to do some work. That's the only thing we can get maximum from the stakeholder register. But if we talk about roles and responsibilities, it means we have to tell that Mr. Pradeep, you are responsible, you have to do this task, and this is your check sheet, this is your measurement criteria, that is your success metrics. If you find anything deviated from this thing, you have to report. So this everything what you have to do is coming from the program governance plan. So in a broader sense, if we talk about one domain or one document that will advise you how you will control your program or how you will manage all the people within your program, that is in the topic of the governance, not in the stakeholder register.
Okay, perfect. I mean, that's what they explained. I just wanted
Yes,
clarification.
right, good. So in the formulation surface, I get total 10 activities, and I told you to practice these things. We get 10 activities, out of which 8 are assessments and 2 are estimates. So easy to remember are only the cost, initial cost estimates we are getting, and we are getting the requirements estimation. That's the only thing we are doing in the program formulation surface. Clear? Any question in the formulation surface till now? Okay. Hello, Mr. Sabir, can you hear us?
Ji, I can hear you. Ji.
Okay, very good. So welcome to this coaching call. We just started with that chapter number 7 revision, and we have just covered only the program formulation surface in the magic grid, in which I have told that we have total 10 activities, out of which 8 are assessments and 2 are estimations. Okay. So this first half I will send you the video, you can review this first 5 minutes only. Okay. And now I am continue.
Okay, thank you.
Then we come to the program planning surface. When we are going to the program planning surface, the key point here is to make a program management plan. So there was a lot of discussion in our premier WhatsApp group also about PMP, program management plan, about scope statements, about a lot of things. Then I told that principally at the end of the program planning surface, I am getting the program management plan, which will guide me how I am going to do the activities in the program delivery phase. Okay, that is the first important point you have to keep in mind. Secondly, under this program management plan, we have a lot of different management plans. That is coming from scope, schedule, quality. A lot of management plans will combine together to give me the program management plan. Other thing is that in order to make the program management plan, the business case, charter, and roadmap already I have as an input. So these will be my guiding documents for what the program was initiated, and then program management plan will give me the complete overview picture of what and how. Actually, plan means how the activities are going to be managed and implemented in my program lifecycle. That is the key essence of making the program management plan. Okay, and then once the program management plan is made, under the same program planning surface, I am in the benefits domain, in which I make the benefits management plan for every component, and I am making the stakeholder engagement plan in the stakeholder domain. But same principle, under the planning surface, it doesn't mean that first I make this, then I make this document. Everything is going on in parallel, and program manager is responsible to make all these documents. Okay, whether it's a plan or it's a register. The only difference between in the formulation surface, we make the registers like risk register, benefit register, and stakeholder register. This register will be made by program manager. Also, it will be updated by the program manager, and he will not need any approval from the steering committee to update the registers. It means even if he will find something new, he will add into the risk register. This is also meaning of update. Secondly, during the program lifecycle, he has to keep the benefit register updated in order to tell the progress of his program to the stakeholders. If the stakeholder will ask, what is the progress of your program, how much you have achieved after 3 years, which is a 5 years program, that document will be to give the benefit register. The total I have 10 benefits to achieve, 4 I have got, 2 are in progress, and 4 will be done as per the forecast. So benefit register, all the registers are directly managed, handled, updated by the program manager. Once I come to the planning surface, here program manager is responsible to make all the plans, program management plan, stakeholder engagement plan, benefits management plan. That will tell you how you will manage the program. But all these plans must be approved by the steering committee or the governance board. Same thing. So it means if I have to update that thing, here update, if he asks you something about that, it means he is going to give you the clear cut indication that this is a change request or something is mandatory to be implemented in your program due to something going on in your surroundings. Okay, in that case, he will present the program manager will update the plan, but he will present to the governance board for approval. Is it clear? Very important difference between register and the plan. You will get a lot of questions in the actual mocks also like this, but it's very important because there was a lot of confusion from different students. So I felt that it's necessary to clear at this moment. Register is a complete package for the program manager to do it. For the plans, if it is to be updated or something, program manager will develop them, but get approval from the governance board.
So all management plan will be created during program planning phase.
Yes.
Except stakeholder engagement. Right?
No, in the stakeholder engagement plan is also made in the program planning surface here.
Planning phase.
Yes.
Not during business case, but in the last lesson we discussed about it, and you mentioned that just, the stakeholder engagement and stakeholder communication plan prepared same time with business case, program charter, and program roadmap.
No, I think you got it wrong. I said stakeholder engagement and stakeholder communication is done while making the business case and everything, because this is coming from this thing. But if I talk about specifically the plan, stakeholder engagement plan, that is made in the planning surface. But I told you that once we are making the business case, because the question what we were discussing was that don't get confused that stakeholder engagement plan we are making later on, but how we can engage the stakeholders before. This was the topic I was explaining. So I said that stakeholder engagements, stakeholders are already available throughout the program lifecycle. Okay. So when you are going to identify the benefits, whatever you are doing to do in the formulation surface, the stakeholders are involved in that. Okay. So stakeholder.
So all these plans, approval if sponsor, steering committee, governance board, these are the options.
Steering
Which
committee.
should be the best?
The question will never ask you steering committee and governance board in two different options. The 99% chance is that, because steering committee and governance board is the same thing. It will not ask you about steering committee or the governance board. Okay. Second, if whenever a decision is to be made in PgMP exam questions, whenever he will ask you, you have to make a decision. The more correct answer will be the steering committee, not the sponsor himself. Only in a special case, if steering committee is not operational, or we discuss one question that if the steering committee doesn't know what they have to do because they are new people or something is a lot of changing is then only sponsor will be contacted, because we have to keep in mind sponsor is the only person that is accountable for enabling the success of the program. That means even something is changed, steering committee is gone, program manager is gone, compromise managers are gone. But if the program is alive, a program is still not purely closed. But it means steering committee is sponsor is the only stakeholder which will always be available. Why? Because he is the person who provided you the funds. Unless you don't close the budget, you don't do the financial closure, sponsor will not go away. Okay. So in that perspective, whenever a decision will be asked from you, who will make a decision, that is a steering committee or governance board is the same thing. So he will not give you both options, but only take care with the sponsor and the steering committee. Any question till now?
Got it.
Okay, then in the planning surface, we are doing 12 activities, which are management planning, are 10 activities in scope, schedule, cost, quality, communication, resources, risk, procurement, change, and information. Yes, Jayaprakash?
How many questions PgMP examination total?
170 in 4 hours.
170 4 hours. Okay.
In 240 minutes without any break.
170 question in 4 hours.
Yes, in 170 questions in 240 minutes without any scheduled break. Once you will start the counter, 240 minutes will go. There is no scheduled break like PMP in PgMP. If you want to
For
take,
for
if you want to take, you can take any time, any number minutes break, but the timer will be continued.
without any break. Yeah.
Yes, without any break.
Oh, the timer will be continued. It doesn't
Yes.
stop at all.
No, 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 no. Once you start, the 4 hour will be in one go. In
170
PM,
questions,
Okay.
40 minutes.
yes,
Okay.
because in PMP is separate. In PMP you get 1 or 2 scheduled breaks, which is
Oh,
around 10
schedule
minutes
break,
each.
yes.
But here there is no scheduled break. All in one go.
Oh my God. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Now, what I heard was, I don't know whether, I mean, Amer or
Uh-huh.
somewhere,
Uh-huh.
that whatever break you take, that will not count against 240.
Sorry.
Whatever break time you take, that will not count against 240 minutes.
No, 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 no. I think you misunderstood. What you can take as much break you want, but the counter will be continued from 240 minutes. Anytime you can go out, take a washroom break, water break, but the counter will continue. You cannot stop the counter.
Oh,
There,
I
there are no scheduled breaks. It's 100% clear.
okay.
So, Mr. Sami sir, this Amaya, did he publish any success story in YouTube or
Yes, yes.
I'm not in YouTube?
I will send you the link. I think Mr. Amir
Uh,
has not made it public, but he already recorded it. And
mhm.
I will share the link with you.
Yeah, I
Okay.
also don't have it. I think.
Okay, I think he has not made public. Anyway, we will inform you. Okay. So some key observations, I will send you the personal message. Okay. Okay. In the planning surface, we are doing this management plannings and making the cost estimation and financial framework and financial management planning. So these are total 12 activities. 10 are management planning. One is cost estimation, one is financial framework. The only thing we have to keep in mind whenever the question will ask you that in which phase you will make any subsequent management plan of any knowledge area or the program management plan itself. It is done in the program planning surface. And one key document, if he asks you that you get at the end of the planning surface, is the program management plan. One more thing I would like to add here is a scope statements, detailed scope statements, or some is asking what document will facilitate the overall planning of the program. This is one very difficult question going on. Okay, so keep in mind such questions. If 90% gives the option program management plan, the document which facilitates overall planning, right? So in my understanding, if I read the question, he is asking you for some document which will help you to make the program management plan, right? Mr. Pradeep, if you unmute yourself, because we had the discussion there, document which facilitate overall planning. So it means I am looking for something that will help me to make the program management plan. So in that case, scope statement is the best option. Also, this is clearly mentioned in the eco also. So before we go into the detail, let me show you this thing. So because this is, we are, okay, task 7. Develop a detailed program scope statement by incorporating program vision and all internal and external objectives, goals, influence, and variables in order to facilitate overall planning. So this is not a program management plan. The document that is facilitating you overall planning. Program management plan I will get at the end of the planning cycle. Detailed program scope statement will help me to do the overall planning, and ultimately program management plan will be used to execute the program delivery phase activities, how I am going to execute my task in the program lifecycle. Okay, so please be careful about the wording of the questions, in which phase he is asking you to operate, and what he is asking you, whether he is asking the end document of that phase or he is asking the inputs or the things that we are going in that phase. Okay. Okay, so in the planning surface we are doing these 12 major activities. In the broader sense, if it gives you the option of program definition phase as a whole, it means in the program definition phase, total I have 22 activities. This because definition phase is a superset of definition, formulation surface and planning surface. So also take care of this thing. If the option will be in which phase you will do the scope assessments, and the answer is option is program formulation surface and also the program definition phase. So in that case, program formulation surface is the best answer because that is more relevant, right? But if we ask the same question, in which phase will you do the scope assessment? The option is program definition phase, program delivery phase, and the program closure phase. In that case, program definition phase is the best answer. So key message is that if he asks you one step down or more nearer, more one step down, go to that particular answer, definition, formulation surface or the planning surface. If he asks you about the from the big phases, program definition phase is the answer. Okay, that's the only point to consider in the 22 activities. And under the umbrella of a program definition phase, I am doing all assessments, I am doing all estimations, I am doing all management planning, I am making the cost estimates, I am making the financial framework. And financial, what is the difference between a financial framework and a financial management plan? It's also very tricky thing. Only from the exam point of view, keep in mind financial framework is a structure. Just consider that this is a some high level framework. Under this, I will make a financial management plan. Okay, if we ask you about the options, if we'll ask you that which of the following document we tell you how you will make the payments or how you will control your how you will do the financial management things, how you will control the cost, how you will make the payments to your subcontractors, that is all financial management plan, because it means he is giving you the detailed analysis or asking you about detailed information what you are going to do in the cost topic. This is financial management plan. But if he asks you about some process, framework, or procedure, how you will execute the financial things in your program, okay, like a structure. So the key topics or key words will be processes, frameworks, or the processes. That is in the financial framework. Okay, only one or two questions can come with so detailed intensity of the differentiation among this financial framework or financial management plan. But just keep in mind, plans means how you will execute something. Okay, that's the key message from the planning surface. Any question till now from anyone? Please switch on your videos, Mohit, Nasir Sahab, Aga. It's much easy for me to understand if you are getting it or not. Okay, so if this
I
program,
have one related question, but I
yes,
will
yes, please, yeah,
maybe
please,
show it later.
sure. Okay, you note it and then we will discuss.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, then we come to the program delivery phase. Very important topic. Whenever we talk about program delivery phase, it means I am going to talk about the components. Very important thing, whenever anything about the component will come, whether it is initiating a component, executing the component task, closing the component, doing anything related to your any component in your project, in your program, answer is in the program delivery phase. Okay, at the program level, we are doing monitoring and controlling and the financial management things in the delivery phase. Out of total 10 activities, 5 are monitoring and controlling and 5 are management things. He will not ask you in detail about which knowledge area is monitoring and controlling, what is the management. But you just keep in mind, execution is going on in this phase. We are actually doing the work in this phase. Program definition phase was mostly a paperwork in which we made all the assessments and the plans. Now is the time to actually execute the task. So it means when I am going to execute the task, I have to do the management of the things and I have to do the monitoring and controlling all my things. Scope and schedule, quality, risk and change are monitoring and controlling, and cost is management, communication, resource, procurement and information is a management thing. So any of these three things, whether it's a component level activity going on, monitoring and controlling activity, or some management activity we are doing in the program delivery phase. You cannot go out of the program delivery phase unless your all the components will be closed. This is most important concept here. Whatever you do is inside the program delivery phase at the component. Second, unless all your components will be delivered or the closed, you cannot go out of your program delivery phase. Every component is individual, is interdependent, is sure, but every component will deliver its benefits at its own milestone on the program roadmap. This is my roadmap. If benefits component 1 is said, it can deliver here, 2 can deliver here, 3 can deliver here, anything at any moment it can deliver its benefits. Then we can go to the benefits transition of that benefit. But the program delivery phase can only be closed once all the components are fully closed. And then once it is done, I will get the approval from the steering committee. I will present the benefit realization criteria, benefit acceptable criteria, or any exit criteria, okay, or any condition that I have met. Then I will present to the steering committee. He will give me the way forward or the approval to go to the next step. So this is the program delivery phase, and then at the end I have to go to the program closure phase. In the closure phase, keep in mind again there is no topic about the component. We are only working at the program level. We will do the benefit transition are in progress, and we will go to the benefit sustainment step. In the benefit here I will make the final program reports. I will get the lessons learned, knowledge repository, everything from my program. I will put it into this in the final program report and present to the steering committee for the approval. Again, once I will have to close my program, means I will have to close, go out of this red boundary. Again, I need the approval of the steering committee. The only thing which is continued even after the program is closed is only the benefit sustainment. Program manager is not responsible to do the sustainment activities, whereas anybody which is a functional manager, operational manager, or any other person is responsible to do this sustainment activity. Okay, program manager will only be involved in making the sustainment plans and the benefit transition plans during the program closure phase. If I go completely to the actual activity which is going on in the delivery phase, in the closure phase, are 5 activities which are 2 closure and 3 transitions: financial closure and procurement closure. What is the meaning of financial closure? Here I will close my program budget. Unless your program budget is closed, you cannot close your program. That was the reason I explained you the sponsor will always be available in your program until it is fully closed. Okay, that is the most important stakeholder for that perspective. I will close the program budget. I will do financial closure. Then in the procurement closure, the topic is closing the contracts, whether it's a subcontract or any other thing. I have to close all the procurements. Then only I can be able to close my program. And transition means the resources from your program will be transitioned to the organizational level. Risk from the program risk register will be transferred to the organizational risk register, and information will be archived and transitioned to the organizational repository or the knowledge repository, which can be used for further programs. That is the key concept of closure phase activities. Another important thing, these closure phase activities are to be done either a program is successfully closed or even it is terminated early due to any technical reason. Okay, but you have to perform this closure phase activities in any case. Secondly, if my component is a subsidiary program or any project, like Mr. Pradeep was asking the question, the closure activities of the component will be done during my program delivery phase. And again, this closure will have this 5 things to be done. For now, you will close the budget of that component, you will do the procurement closure of that component. Once I talk about the transitions, so here if this component has open risks, means if I have something in the project risk register, I will transition it to the program risk register. Is everybody getting this point? If I am to close my component and it has some open risks in my program, in my project risk register, the component risk register, before closing their component, I will transition this to the program risk register. Same, if I will have project information, component information, I will transition it to the program information repository, a program level database. If I have any resources at any component, I am going to close this component, I will transition them to the program resource management system at the program level. Clear? This is for the every component, because I am still under my program phase, program red lines, and I am going to go out of the program delivery phase. So these transitions will be done to the program level things. Then once I am going to cross my program, means I am going to close my program now. So the budget of the program will be closed, procurement will be closed, but any program risks which are at the in the program risk register will be transitioned to the organizational risk register. Clear? Because I am going to close my program. So all my open risk, anything at my program level will be transitioned to the organization register. Whatever will be my program resources, I will transition them to the organizational resources. Okay, I will give them back to the organization, then it's up to them wherever they depute them. And in the last, if I have any program information or lesson learned, anything about my program, I will transition it to the organizational database, organizational knowledge repository, or something at the organization level. If you understand this concept, your 6 to 7 questions are clear in the exam. And I just repeat it, then we take the questions. Anything there you will transition from your component level will go to your program level. And once you will close your program level things, all these program risks, program resources, program information will go to the organization level. So same is the thing shown in the our magic grid: financial closure, resource transition, risk transition, and information transition. That contribute total 5 activities. 2 are closure and 3 are the transition activities. Any question till now? Yes, Mohit.
2 questions, sir. So
Yes.
first is information transition and archive. So from program to operations, so can we say that it's a lesson learned repository or learned register, which can be used in the operations?
Yes, sure. Knowledge repository, lesson learned is part of your documentation. Okay. So
Okay.
information can be a lot of things, can be your installation protocols, can be your commissioning protocols, whatever you did in your program, means complete program report. Okay. So that's where we are talking about the program information repository. But under this, lesson learned is also one of the factors. And one other important thing, whenever the lesson learned will come, lesson learned are not only for your future programs, but it can be for your present and future programs. Okay. So before going to the, let me show you this thing, because this is a very important thing. There was one in the eco, document the lesson learned to use for your future and present and future programs. Okay, we will cover
Present and future. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And next question.
The next question was about you mentioned about open risk. So what does that mean, open risk? Or can one say we have the list of the risk mentioned in the risk register. So if we handle one, so can we consider it as closed, and the ones which are still not handled or maybe occurred, so
Okay.
they are open?
Okay, very good. It means that I have a risk register. It has 10 risks that was identified during my program. Okay. Out of these 10 risks, 5 occurred. Okay, I analyzed them and I implemented the risk response strategy, and these are closed. For example, there was a risk that maybe in the definition phase I will get this thing that is closed. Okay. And 5 are the risks which were identified but they never occurred. So all these things which is in the my program risk register will be transitioned to the organization risk register. I will tell them, okay, I have this 10 risk. I can give them the information about 5 that already occurred, because this can go into my information repository, right? Because that was an event that occurred in my program. So in that case, I will tell them as issues, or I will tell them as information, because we are not talking about issue, just for the easy reference. The thing that occurred, that became the program activity. So I will put in the information repository the lesson learned. This was the risk occurred. I did this is my lesson learned. I will transition to the organization in that perspective. And these 5 open risks, the meaning is that I should not wait for this risk to occur, then I am able to close my program. Because I cannot close my risks. So I will transition this risk to the organization risk and tell them, okay, these are my open risks. I already identified, but they never occurred. So take care of that. That's all. That's the meaning of open risk, or any risk which is in your risk register. You have to transition to the organization register.
Yeah. Okay.
And you cannot close the risk. Because the thing is that the budget closure here means whatever for the funds, I have to close it. Either I use it or I returned it to the sponsor. I have to close it. I cannot give the open funds to the organization. But the risk is something which I cannot control. So in that means I cannot wait for them to occur, then only I will close the program. Okay, that is the main perspective. So it says that okay, whatever has occurred, what is open, inform to the organization and close your program.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Yeah. Thank you.
Any other question till now? Okay. Then we saw the eco, that was 35 activities, but I will not go into the detail. Only in the initiating phase, we have this program scope description and high level milestone plans, accountability metrics, and the kickoff meetings. This is in the beginning phase. And then in the planning phase, we already saw about the detailed program scope statement, which is helping you to facilitate overall planning. WBS is same like making the activities which is covered in your scope domain, and we make the program management plans. And whenever the keyword of optimization will come, it means I have to gain my efficiencies. And program management information system and the PMO program management office, we set are the key pillars of the program infrastructure. Then from the slides, we saw about the program delivery phase, again about the components, program closure phase, and everything is already covered there. And whenever you have unresolved project level issues, we have to make the escalation mechanisms. And whenever I have to close anything, I have to define the criteria, which can be exit criteria, closure criteria, or something like that. Then we have KPIs and key human resources, how you're going to engage them. So this was the revision of our chapter number 7. Any question till now?
Nothing from me.
Okay, so before we move forward, Pradeep, can you share your screen, the question that you wanted to discuss? So that was relevant from this discussion, we can easily discuss that first. The question that we are going to cover in the today's coaching call are mixed questions from chapter number 7 based on the feedback I got from the students. So instead of going to form other question, I will cover that question. Yes, Pradeep, please share your screen.
Can you see?
Yes. You are, what is your best recommendation? You are appointed to manage a program in which a joint effort between a happy organization and its competitor driving organization. It was agreed that the two organizations, that happy will fund 60% of the required funding and driving will fund 40%. You are defining the governance plan and working with the senior management in both organizations to establish steering committees for the program. What is your best recommendation? So here there are two things which is going on in parallel. This cannot be one steering committee. This is the clear indication here. We cannot have one steering committee because we need to have one steering committee for happy, one for driving, or maybe one joint. Okay, let's see in the options. I will recommend having one joint steering committee for both happy and driving organization. This I will not select because that is a whole story behind it. If it was to have again one steering committee, why was this whole story written? Okay, I will recommend having one steering committee for happy as it is funding 60% of program funding. This is also not possible because governance has to be done for everything, for every funding organization. I will recommend 3 steering committees, one for happy, one for driving, and third as a joint steering committee for both happy and driving. Possible. I will recommend having one steering committee for the program as this is more efficient. Okay, so now give the answers in the comments, then we discuss. Everybody give your answer. First, what is eliminated? Okay, Mr. Pradeep, you start the discussion. Which one we can eliminate from?
Yeah. I just selected D because I thought, combining together and making one steering committee for the program would be more efficient. That's my opinion.
Okay. Okay, first we eliminate. B is eliminated, right? I cannot have only for happy. This is clear.
Yes, that is eliminated. Yeah.
B is gone. And what is the difference between A and D? What is the difference between A and B? A and D, sorry.
I didn't get it. I mean, I felt both are close.
Both are close. Okay, so I will go for C, because what is the governance?
I would say, but in my opinion, the steering committees should be one steering committee, not having three steering committee for the happy organization, another one driving. I would say there is only one steering committee.
Okay, then what is the okay? If in that case, okay, just we think from the other perspective. For example, what
There
is
shouldn't be. I'm saying is there shouldn't be three steering committee. Only just one steering committee.
okay? No, that is the normal case. No, I'm giving the for the discussion. At the component, we should have the steering committee. Yes or no? For every component, I should have one steering committee, or the program steering committee should look into all the components also. One general question.
General, one steering committee just looking for the overall components.
But how what the project manager will do in component one? How he will control this program or his project?
At component levels, we should have
Individual
the
steering
steering
committees
committee, individual steering committee for
plus
each
and
component.
plus for the program.
Right.
What is good governance? What is good governance in the country? That, for example, it's a political thing. If we have only one minister looking for all the provinces, is it better, or if I have delegate the responsibility to the one country with 5 provinces? Under province, you have city, you have tehsil, you have districts. Which is more efficient governance? One, or having multiple branches under it?
One
Having multiple
representative from one.
departments.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Having multiple departments.
Yes. So the one thing is clear, that to have good governance, you should have much level thing of organization, governance going on. Everybody agrees with it?
Yeah.
I don't agree, because see, if the program size is small enough, there is no sense to make multiple steering committees. So it's depending on the size of the program too,
Okay, okay.
because you cannot just generalize that we will have 7 steering committee for $1 million job. It's not efficient.
No, but the point is that here we also saw that if in the governance topic, we say if the program is funding from the third party, we need to have strict governance or different governance rules. So here there are two different funding organizations. So from that perspective, one is coming from this, one is coming from this. So I need to control or govern these individual steering governance also, how they are funding my program. And surely one joint is necessary, no doubt about that. One steering committee at the program level has to be there. This is no question about that. But the only thing is that if we come to the concept of good governance, I would say, okay, one is at the country level, at the big level. And then I need to have delegated steering committees. They are looking only on daily basis. For example, for this happy, one for the driving, plus in the meanwhile, the third steering committee is sitting on the top, having the overall view. Overall view must be there. There is no question about that. So if everybody agrees, we can go for C, but I will A is deleted, B is deleted, A is deleted, because if you are having only for organization, you are not solving the program level. So A is also eliminated. So it can either be C or D. So from my perspective, C will, from keeping you good governance in mind, I should have more steering committees. Don't think that more steering committee will have a problem. Steering committee actually means people who are governing your program, your components. Okay, committee is a word. The confusing word is steering committee. But in order to have good governance, it's better to have individual overall view, individual view plus overall view.
I also went for option D because it may help. I mean, one steering committee may help in reducing the or to avoid the conflicts if occur in between the steering committee members.
But that is
later.
In C also, the third committee is always there to support you.
So that yes, that may play as a neutral party's role.
Yeah, neutral party, and maybe if steering committee has a problem, he can escalate to the joint steering committee. If happy organization has the problem, he can escalate to that thing. So that not every time the whole program steering committee or the overall committee is looking into individual things. It's not efficient. It's not efficient approach.
All right. Okay.
So, what's the best answer? C?
My point is C. What is in the answers, Pradeep? What is in the?
Let me check. Let me check.
What is in the mock answer?
I think it's D.
Let me check. 12, right? It's 12.
Go down, page 22.
Alar, what do you think about it? C or D?
I would go to C as well.
Yeah, C. It's saying steering committee on page number 82, which is.
Okay, Aga, what is your reason? Can you give us some site?
Yeah, 82.
Go to page 96 of this file.
For me, D and A were the same, yes. So I logically selected C as well.
Some programs may need to report to multiple steering committees. For example, programs managed as collaborations between private but otherwise competitive organization. Option C is the only option that support multiple steering committees. So option C is the right answer. Question reference. This is the steering committee on
Page,
page 82.
go to page 82. Go to page 82 of the standard. Okay, go up, go up, go up. Okay, this one. Establishing a single, no, the first paragraph. Establishing a single committee.
Establishing a single committee that maintains and is accountable for all critical elements of program oversight within organization is considered to be the most efficient in providing effective adaptive governance oversight. That's why I went with D.
Okay.
However, under certain circumstances, some program may need to report multiple steering committees. For example, programs that are sponsored and overseen jointly by private and government organizations, programs managed as collaboration between private and otherwise competitive organizations, or programs in exceeding complex environment whose subject matter expert cannot be effectively assembled into a single program steering committee. Under these circumstances, it is critical that systems and methods for program governance and the authority for program decision making be clearly established in the program governance plan.
So in that case, actually here use the keyword of competitive organizations and funding from different organizations. That is the main feeling. But if in general he asks you about, for example, not so much detail in the question, 60%, 40%, this, then in that case we need to have individual things plus one overall. But if in general he asks you that what is the efficient approach or which will give you the best efficiency, then we need to have one steering committee.
Yeah, it sounded like he did not complicate too much in the question. It just it should have explained little more complication.
Yes, but you see,
yeah.
And his competitor, he picked this word from competitor and he referred to the book of competitive things. Okay, so very good. Thanks for sharing this.
And then this one. Alberto is a new program manager. He is currently preparing a program cost estimates and he needs to know how program cost is attributed. How can you respond to his query? Majority of the program cost is attributable to managing the program itself and not to the individual components within the program. Majority of the program's cost is attributable to the individual components within the program and not the program itself. And then third option is program cost is attributable to both individual components and program and to managing the program itself. And fourth is program cost is attributable to the program sponsor needs he is responsible for program funding. So I think D we can straight eliminate.
Yes. C also.
I think A is the most.
So first we use the elimination technique. D is eliminated. Okay. And also from my side, C will be eliminated because majority of the program cost is attributable to both the components within the program. So it is not make it is contradicting to the statement itself. If you're asking for majority, then he cannot be saying that both are same, right? So C, I will not select C in that case. So can be A or B. Majority of
So if it is not C, that means it should be A.
is contributed to the manage the program itself and not to the individual components within the program. But we need to see what is the budget of that program. But overall should be A because in the this is same like if you are the organization, you give a subcontract to your supplier, then how much profit you keep for your own organization. This is the same thing. If the actual cost is 10, so whether you will sell it to in $30 or you will send it to $15 or $20 to $15 or $12. So what is your opinion, Mr. Pradeep?
Sorry, is this different chapter?
No, this is from the mocks. These questions are from the mocks that we will do later on.
Later on. Because such lesson we didn't learn yet.
But honestly speaking, if I think
It's a life cycle question. Yeah.
It's a life cycle. Today we will study this, Mr. Beru. You don't need to worry. But
Okay.
honestly speaking, if we go to the real life, I think B will be more correct. Why? Because you don't know how many components you have. If there is one program and it has 10 components, for example, then every component will be maybe 10 million, 10 million, 10 million, it is 100 million. So the program cost itself cannot be more than 100 million. It cannot be more than 200 million.
Sami sir, actually, I am asking one question in this scenario. What is the what is the program cost actually?
What is
So total component cost plus program cost, right?
Yeah, right, clear.
In this case, why can't this we can select C?
No, because he's asking which is higher. So the majority of the program is both. It's not reasonable. You have to select either one or two. Whether the component cost is higher or the program cost is higher, cannot be both. That's why I eliminated C. But in other thing, okay, one more scenario. What is the program? What is the program benefits? Okay, let's talk about this. They said that we said the program benefits is nothing but a combination of all the benefits from the components that will come, right? They will accumulate. If I have, for example, 10 benefits to get from my program. So I have 3 components. One will give me 3 benefits, 2 will give me 3 more, other will give me 2 more. So these are 8 benefits. And maybe only 2 benefits are at the program level, which I will get by accumulating these things. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes. So in that case, as a general thing, I think individual cost is attributable to the individual cost and not to the program, because once every component will give me the output plus, I will have already around 80 to 90% of my program benefits covered. Then I need to add only integration cost, for example, at the program level, and that will be my total cost. This will be my analysis.
Yeah, I think that's what is bottom up estimation, right? So when you go the activity level, you sum up everything and go to the top. So
yes,
in that sense, B would be better, but it could be C also because we don't know. Let's say we are going into IP research, okay?
okay,
You might spend a lot of time in IP and lawyer expenses, so that is program cost, not the component cost.
right. No,
So that scenario is not clearly
no,
defined.
I agree, Pradeep. I agree. Can be A or B, but how C? Read the option C. The majority of the program cost is attributable to both the individual components within the program and to managing the program itself. He's telling you both are a majority. How can be both majority? It's not 50-50. Even it is 49 or 51, You have to select either A or B, cannot be C.
Oh,
This is my
okay,
point.
okay. So then I would go with B. B would be best because considering all the cost is accumulated in component,
Yes.
program cost would be less.
Yes, that is and that is the essence of doing the program, because one, I am not able to get the benefits by managing only one single program as a
Correct.
whole, as an individual. That was the point. The program is so complicated, I divided into sub components. Okay, and then I saw, okay, one program can have 5 components, and now give me the benefit, give me the cost of every component, and now this is the total cost. So keeping
Yeah,
in view the perspective of क्या कहते हैं, of the program, B will be much better, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Okay,
So the
what is
majority of the
what is
program's
next?
cost is attributable to individual components within the program and not to the program itself. Yeah.
Let's go to page 129. Open page 129. We see what is written there. So everybody got the logic here. The purpose we initiated the program was I was not able to manage single-handedly. So I made multiple projects or multiple components under my program, so they can help me to get the program objectives. So principally, at once I get all the components are closed, benefits delivery is done. Ideally, I already will
Okay.
able to get 90% of the
See,
benefits.
the question is asking where the majority cost is attributed.
Yes.
That
Yes.
is, so in this case, okay, right? Component cost is more than program. Yeah.
Okay, line number 3. The majority of the program's cost is attributable to the individual components within the program and not to manage the program itself. When contractors are involved, the details of the budget come from the contracts. The cost of the program management and supporting program activities is added to the initial budget figure before a bus line can be updated. So this is clear here.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is
And also it makes one with like best answer was from Pradeep, bottom up approach. Go up, up, up. At the end at the program level, you will have only very less budget. Very good question.
so last one. This should be simple theoretical, but yeah, I didn't know this word. So where is this covered? I don't know.
Assume that your organization is specialized in producing and exporting specific goods and services efficiently and at a lower opportunity cost than other companies. This is an example of opportunity cost, positive risk, negative risk. So C and so positive risk and negative risk, this is a definition actually.
Comparative advantage.
But this is we have to see for the makeup to comparative.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Comparative is a makeup term, I thought, but it's
from
not.
the wording, but this topic, this word is not written in PgMP standard, I agree. But if we use a few questions will be in the mocks also with the makeup terms.
No, it's there. It's there somewhere. I'll show you.
C and D are eliminated.
So 15, right? 15.
Should be page 30.
15. Yeah, this is page 39.
This is an
Comparative advantage. So this comparative advantage is the answer. And
okay.
39.
That's
But
where
opportunity cost is that the cost that you haven't chosen. It is, I think, in that question, it is not applicable. Only a comparative advantages.
What if analysis is comparative advantage? What if
comparative advantage. When conducting environmental analysis for a strategic initiative or business case, it is important to consider that competing efforts may reside within or external to the organization. Business case typically includes analysis and comparison against. So whenever we are comparing, we have to go for the comparative advantage analysis, comparative analysis. Okay. So in these questions, because this mocks that we have in the preliminary mocks, this will actually cover your complete PgMP standard book. Okay. That is the essence of doing this question. So we know what are the different terms because in the master sheet or we are not covering the whole each and every word. Okay.
Yes.
But the concepts are coming from there. But these mocks only, as I said, we have to do only one time to have the complete picture. What can be another options in the book? Okay. Very good. Excellent. So let's do some questions. 106. This was coming from Mr. Aga. 106. You can see my screen. Question number 106.
Yes.
This is a very detailed technical question. Okay, your program is while you are in the formulation surface, the sponsor informs you that the Tesla company is planning to produce the same type of cars. It means a competition is going to happen. Immediately you started to do the environmental analysis. Which of the following will you use? So, Ms. Aga, you take over.
Well, in this question, I just put B, SWOT analysis.
Okay, the only thing that I can okay, whenever he wants the answer to be SWOT analysis, he must use at least strength, weakness, opportunity, threat, or any one of this keyword. Without this thing, never go for SWOT analysis. Okay, because in this tone, he has not given us anything that we are better than them. We are look into the weakness. We look for the opportunity of what is the threat. Okay, so if specifically if he wants the answer to be SWOT, okay, this I'm telling you. If he wants if the correct answer will be SWOT, he will not give you indirect words. He will give you directly strength, weakness, opportunity, or threat. I understand that you consider this as a threat, right? And then we got
Yeah.
your threat. But here only thing to remember is that if you want SWOT to be correct, he will give you at least one of this keyword. If not, then we have to look for some other options. Feasibility studies, assumption analysis, we are assuming something will happen. What if analysis is also one of the things. What if that? So only point is to eliminate B, then you go to A in this option. Okay. So as a general principle, like some one technique is PESTEL in environmental analysis: political, environmental, social, technical, logical, and economic. So if that would be the correct answer, he will give you at least one of those PESTEL word. And if he wants, if the answer would be SWOT, he will give you at least one of these direct words. Okay. So here the A option will be there.
So the answer is SWOT, huh?
No, not SWOT.
What if?
A. What if?
What
Because
if,
because he has not given the word of opportunity or threat to us direct. 108. Okay, the first thing we have to understand what is a health check. Whenever their phase is going to be close initiated, I need a phase gate review. And we studied in that overall between the phase gate reviews, we need to have a health check, which is done by the program manager, and he will be making sure that everything is going on track. Okay. So now comes the scenario when you how many health checks you have to do. If I have a very short span of my phases, it is 1 month, maybe I need only one health check after 15 days. But if the gap between the phase gate reviews will be 1 year, so it means I will increase the number of health checks, right? Maybe I need to make 10 health checks. Is this concept clear? First, the health checks will depend on the range of the or the gap between how many phase gate reviews will be done. So number A, program risk tolerance. This is possible if the risk tolerance is low, it means program is more sensitive. But he has already written here that high management is focusing on that. So it means governance is high because the risk tolerance is low. Okay, so that is already mentioned in the answer A. Then quantity of components in the program. This doesn't depend on the health check because health check will only tell you when, at which moment of your program you have to do the thing, irrespective of the components. It is purely dependent on the timeline. Number of change requests not possible, because if we say number of approved change requests, it means that they will affect your program lifecycle. Then we have to see what is the health check of the program. There are so many approved change requests are coming. The change request can be generated from anyone, anytime. You cannot stop them, that you cannot give me a request. Okay. And then option number D, period between scheduled decision point reviews. This is purely relevant to the timeline issue. If there is more gap between phase gate reviews, it means the steering committee will look into the program after long intervals. Then in that particular time, program manager has to be more attentive, more involved in health checks. So Misaka, what you selected?
I see.
Not C, just because of number of change requests. If it was number of approved change requests, then we can think of that. But consider the phase health check to be purely related with the time span. Okay. If there is more gap between the if there is more gap between the phase gate reviews, the health checks will increase to make sure that program continuously remains on track. Not after 1 year we come and we see everything is damaged. Okay, so correct answer is D for 108.
Period between scheduled decision point reviews, right?
Yes. Is it clear, Mr. Aga?
Yes, yes.
113. Which of the following options document the intended direction and benefits of the program? So this is a very ambiguous question. First, I have to admit this, because this type of question may be 1 or 2 in the exam, and we have to be very picky which option we select. Okay, the key word here is intended direction and benefits of the program. So benefits of the program, first of all, is in the benefit register or benefit management plan. That is the first document in which we get the benefits of the program. So let's look for the option. Program management plan and roadmap. Roadmap is possible because it's giving me the direction, the when something will be achieved. Business case and the charter, it not give me the direction. Direction has to come from some high level document or the roadmap. Charter and the roadmap is possible, and program management plan and the program charter. Again confusing, but here one thing is clear, benefits topic is not here. Okay, so I cannot select based on the benefits. So I have to look for the intended direction. And one more thing, whenever the answer is to be a plan, I told you the keyword of how, right? So how is actually also translated it into how something will be done in the due course of time. Agree or not agree? What is the meaning of how? How I will do something? What is my plan to do in the next 1 month? How I will prepare for the examination? This is my intended direction, right? So from the keyword intended direction, it means I need one plan at least. I need to have one plan with me. So that is A. From that case, I can implement B and C because it doesn't have the plan. A and D, program management plan, program management plan. Okay, then go to the next, roadmap or the charter. Charter will have high level benefits, okay, but the roadmap will give you a better overview of when the benefits will be delivered. So this is a very ambiguous question, clear, but we have to eliminate the options of the reason why this cannot be the option. Okay, so in that case, A will be the best option. One, it has a plan. The plan concept is clear to everyone. Plan will give you the direction how you will do something in your program. So that is the first impression of the program management plan. So that is the intended direction, and benefits of the program is in the roadmap also, business case also, charter also. So we can look for A or D. We see what is the best option.
Did you find these questions? I haven't received such a question.
I send you the green highlighted questions in the second attachment from chapter number 7. In the email you have 4 attachments. One is PDF 37 questions that you did. The other is this 66 questions.
You got to check.
Okay, we can check. Okay, anyone has Mr.
Only
Pradeep?
37 questions I have completed.
I will send you again. This is also there. Okay, anyone wants to comment on this question? Jay Prakash, give your understanding, because this type of question we need to have different opinions. How you are going for A and not B and C, D? Jay Prakash.
See, actually, the direction, it is intended direction means directly we can go for the program roadmap.
Okay.
And business case and program charter, business case is cost benefit justification, program charter is defining the program.
Charter is for authorization, that is clear. So business case and charter we can. So you are
So
going
in
from
this
the direction towards the roadmap.
direction towards the roadmap.
And
So
from which,
eliminating,
and from what word you are coming to the plan? Which word is giving me the plan?
the plan program manager, it is asking it is asking the internal direction and benefits of the program,
Hmm.
right? So
Yes.
I'm using elimination technique only in this
Okay.
case.
Uh-huh.
So here it is program charter and program management plan. Here I'm eliminating program charter.
Okay, clear. D is gone.
And program charter and roadmap. Here program charter eliminating, so C is gone.
Okay.
And here B, business case and program charter, I'm eliminating both actually. Both is not relevant.
Because both are not giving me the direction.
Yeah, direction. So
Okay.
remaining thing is program roadmap and program management plan. This is the right answer. Or
Okay.
maybe
Okay, we have understand you. Yes, Nasir sir.
Yeah, I actually select C when I was doing this question answer,
The charter will be
because
wrong.
for the
Okay.
intended direction,
Uh-huh.
I select program roadmap, and for benefits, I think program charter have high level benefits.
Key benefits. Right.
So I select program charter plus road. So this was my logic why I choose C. Because you have, I think, high level.
Okay, so I have noted this question. Let me look into this, and we will discuss on the WhatsApp group. Okay, we will see from some different perspective. Okay.
Yeah, I felt the same. I agree with Nasir Saab, because roadmap is give you direction and benefits are in charter. So plan is coming later. It's way ahead. I mean, we are jumping already into. This is the starting document. Intended direction is just starting.
Okay. Okay, let me look into this option again. I will look into this question, then we will have a discussion. Okay, I have noted this. Okay, 115. You are assigned as a program manager for a new hospital program. Now you are in the delivery phase. One of the component is completed, and you want to explain to the steering committee that this component is completed. How can you do that? So it means I need to get the approval from the steering committee to close this component. Explain to them that the closure conditions of the components are met. So keyword is the closure condition or exit criteria. This can be the option. Explain to them that the deliverables of the component are delivered successfully. Okay, but this is not objective term. This is very subjective term. Okay, I have finished my work. But what is your right? In all the application, I gave you one input that you have to write how you can prove me that your program was successful, right? So B is not clear. C, explain to them that the benefits of the components are delivered successfully possible. Explain to them that the component produce the intended results in accordance with the program management plan. Okay, but program management plan will only tell you how you will manage the program. It will the benefit. It will not tell you the components. What is the result is required. So program management will not tell you the results. Okay. So somebody give me the another thinking on this question.
see, my opinion is a steering committee. Why we are going to steering committee to get the approval, right? So
Yes.
how we can explain steering committee? We need some conditions, right? So this is the reason only I'm selecting this the closer condition of the component are met. So or if it is criteria is met, the criteria is meeting, like that. If any two is the right answer. Remaining and all, remaining and all, what you say, it is objective type only. It is not very specific.
Okay.
That's
Mr.
only
Mr. Okay, Mr. Aga.
I selected C when I did it because benefits of the component, but well, I think benefits are related to the program. Yeah, maybe. That's why.
That is also one of the reasons, but I told you in the beginning also that once you have to, when the steering committee has to make a decision, we must look for some specific keywords which will be criterias, benefit. If we would have said, explain to them that the benefit realization criteria or benefit acceptable criteria of the component are met, then I will go for C. Okay, so because that is giving me some criteria, conditions. So in that case, A is giving me some more specific, the lock point. Okay, this condition is met, then I go to the next step or close this component. Mr. Pradeep, your opinion?
Yeah, I think I would also go with A because it's an exit criteria which was defined in the plan. So you will show the evidence. D is showing the evidence that you have met it. But that's next step. Whether you met it, that need to be proved. And D is also good one, but there is a fine line between A and D. So A would be more appropriate.
Right. Clear? So anytime when we are going to the steering committee, we must look for some objective terms, means specific terms. And out of those, the best keyword is criteria, benefit realization criteria, acceptance criteria, or the closure conditions. So 15 would be A, would be the best option.
So answer is C.
A. Okay. Amer is a large construction company in Dubai. You are the program manager for a complex program. Now you are in a meeting with the portfolio manager discussing the framework in which portfolio, program, and project management are integrated to achieve the strategic objectives. Which of the following can provide the mentioned above framework? This is clear. It is C. And OPM stands for maybe organizational program management or organizational project management. This is a confusing thing, but it's the framework wherever all the three will come: project, portfolio, program, or the operations. Also, operations is included in OPM. This is also very important to know. Whenever they cover the complete umbrella of the organization, that is in the OPM. But what is the full form of OPM is sometimes in the book is written organization project management, I think, right? So I have to correct it to the project management.
Yeah, because in the standard it is project management.
Okay, thank you. So the OPM is clear, but what does OPM stands for? This I will correct it. Should be organizational project management. 117. I have noted it now. OPM needs to correct. Okay. Is it clear to everyone? This we discussed in the last class also. 124. You are the program manager for the construction of a new road for your organization. During the meeting, you and the sponsor are discussing the level of confidence in the appraisal of the activity durations. In which are you working? So planning subphase, formulation subphase, delivery phase, closure phase. Okay, so what is the keyword in the question?
Level of confidence.
And level of confidence means you are actually doing something or you are just assessing something. My assessment is that my level of my level of confidence is that once you will study 2 months as per the roadmap, you will pass the exam, for example. So this is my level of confidence. So is this my assessment or this is my management plan? This is my assessment. If I will say that you and the sponsor are discussing how how you will work during the program to achieve the activity directions, or how you can work together to reduce the durations of your planned program, then this is a planning activity. I'm going to the detail of making the schedule management plan. But from this perspective, level of confidence directly means assessment. I'm doing the assessments, and the assessments we are doing in the formulation phase. So C and D are directly eliminated, delivery and the closure phase, or A and B are the confusing point. But from the level of confidence, this is like a blind guess. This is a blind guess, and this is assessment. Mr. Aga, your opinion?
Yes, it should be formulation.
Okay, good. Okay, now I have two more questions. Okay. Your program has 7 projects in it. Each project required team members to have a different technical skills and expertise. The program manager assembles a team of project managers to lead each of the projects and learn that the desired resources will not be available at the start of the program. As a result, the program manager must do which of the following? Apply resource leveling considerations, apply resource leveling considering the constraints of time, budget, and quality. Utilize team members that are currently available, even though they don't have the expertise needed. Delay the start of the program until the assigned resources. Assign the task on the critical path to this thing. So yes, Mr. Aga, how we analyze this
Yes,
thing?
here I choose D. Assign the tasks on the critical path to the resources, but the answer is apply resource level and considering the constraints of time, budget, and quality.
Okay, in this thing, B will be deleted, right? Because I cannot look, because if they
Here
don't
it
have the
is,
expertise.
B will be deleted and C also will be deleted. The answer between A and D.
Aga, you agree?
B and C are, yeah, we can ignore them.
B and C, A and D, okay.
A and D, and I selected D. The answer is A. But why not D?
Yes, Jayaprakash?
So here it is the scenario it is saying about the scarcity of the resources. It means the resources not available in adequate level. So my opinion, we can use resource leveling, but considering the constraint of time, budget, and quality, we can straight away we can go for A.
If I give my opinion, the problem is that the desired resources will not be available at the start of the program. Result, the program manager must do which of the following. If I go for D, it will only ask that if you're not able to achieve your schedule. But this working on the critical path will not solve me the problem of resource shortage. How if we think about in that perspective? The problem here is that the resources are lacking, or resources are not enough available. If I will assign the task on critical path.
One more thing, actually, if you are assigning the task only for the critical path, it will not yield the result of program, right?
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. If I go to the problem is the resources, right? Sagar, we agree on the problem is the resources. Now we have to look for some measures in order to fully utilize my available resources. So if I go for D, assign the task on the critical part to restore the resources to adhere to the project schedule, this is possible, but this is not actually solving the resource problem. This is only helping to achieve the project schedule, but maybe the other component can come to become critical on the critical path. Because critical path will keep on changing. If I look for the specific word of apply resource leveling, considering the constraints of time, budget, XYZ. So here the resource leveling is the technique which will be utilized to make full utilize of the resources. So the key word here is the resource leveling technique. We will study when we go to the resource management, requirement estimations. Okay, but the tone of the question, we have to see that we look for some answer that will address my problem. Some other option, Mr. Beroz, how you look into this question?
Only A.
Why?
I think I did my correct answer. Apply resources and construction of time. Yeah.
Reason.
Reason, because the resources will not available at the start of the program.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can delay the answer, delay the start of the program.
Clear.
Utilize team members because you don't have time to utilize. Just A and D is similarity, but I choose A, apply resources leveling, apply the availability resource.
Okay, so I think we conclude that the keyword is resource leveling. In order to solve the problem of the resource, we should go to the resource leveling and then the critical path will come. Okay.
But it's too similarity, so much similarity.
Okay. The second last question for today. You can see the screen. A sponsor decides that the business environment is unfavorable for continuation of a program. The sponsor asks the program to be closed. What items should be completed as part of the program's final report?
It's not showing.
Can you share, please?
Sorry. Now, can you see?
It's not showing. Yes, it's not.
Sorry, I think this DPG we have to share again and again. And sponsored, okay, you did it. So he's asking what items should be completed at part of the program final report. So this means we are in the program closure phase, okay, and we have to make the final program report. Final updates to the benefit register, successes and failures and resource disposition. Okay, Ms. Aga, you read the options and then you question is clear. You read the options. What you select and why?
Sorry.
Can you analyze the options? A.
Okay. Final updates to the benefits register, success and failures, and resource disposition. Resource disposition. Final updates can be.
No, okay, but in this case, resource disposition is not valid because resource disposition is resource transition. This we have to give to the organization level. It has nothing to do with the final program report.
Okay.
He's saying what you have to put in the final program report. Why I need to take anything about in the resource disposition? This is another topic. He's talking about information archiving and transition. Okay, so A is gone. Lesson learned.
A is gone.
Success and failures.
The answer is second one because I chose this one.
Okay, lesson learned, successes and failures, and financial and performance assessment. This is purely documentation issue possible. Financial and performance assessment, successes and failures, and reason for program closure. Okay, why we need to put that? Because in the final report, I don't need to give the reason for the program closure because it is closed because the steering committee is giving the approval to close it. Why I need to write the reason into that? The exit criteria are met. Okay, or it has fulfilled any benefit realization criteria. So that is the reason of we are closing the program. Knowledge transition, successes and failures, and reason for program closure. So I will not go to put the reason in the program final report. So in that case, B will be the best option. What you selected, Mr. Aga?
Yeah, I put E. Yes, I remember.
No, the program reasons for program closure I don't need to put, I think, in my review. So some other person?
B is the right answer.
when it comes project closeout or final report, if there is any question about this, the lesson learned is key.
Keyword. Very good. Excellent. That is a very good observation. Whenever we make a final program report, lesson learned must be there. Whatever
Not only
else.
even in
At
the
least
project, everywhere, lesson learned is a if
very
it's
important.
important milestone, key milestone, there is lessons learned is important.
In the real life also, right?
Yeah.
Very good. So we will go for that. So now the last question for today. This I received from both of you. Okay, question number 3.
I sent you
Yeah,
one.
yes, I'm sharing that. I downloaded it, but I don't know where it. What you are seeing now? You are seeing question number 3, Zenith or not?
Yes.
Can you see? You're seeing this. You're seeing.
No, we can't see.
We cannot see. We only see Ağalar's face.
Wait, it is 3. Now can you see Zenith?
Yes.
Okay, Zenith initiated a program to launch a new software to the HR department. The software will reduce the time spent on manual data entry. Program was successful and benefits realization completed. Jan, the program manager, plans to transfer the benefits to the receiving department. What should Jan do first? Okay. Report lessons learned and archive. Complete a program performance analysis report. Archive program documentation and proceed with the closeout activities. So here we have to use the elimination technique. Okay. So benefits have been realized. It means we are in the program, the closure phase. Agreed?
Yes.
The program manager plans to transfer the benefits to the receiving. So he needs to make a benefit transition activity. So what he should do first? And what are the closure phase? A and B we keep. Archive, program, documentation, and proceed with closeout activity. This is not possible because information archiving and transition is part of the closeout activities. Agree? I cannot say that I archive, then I go for the closeout activity. So closeout activity archiving is part of closeout activity. So C is eliminated. Conduct post review meeting by presenting performance report in order to capture lesson learned. This is also in the end of the closure phase, even after the program or at the last moment. So report lesson learned and archive. This is a good option, and complete a program performance analysis report. This is also a good option. So let's see why he is selecting A. What is the reason? Before
it is from the echo, I think.
Eco task 31 and yes, eco. Good.
Cannot see.
Yes, let me share the screen. So that will be in the closure phase. Okay, task 31. Read task 31. Complete a program performance analysis report by comparing final values to the planned values for scope, cost, quality, schedule in order to determine program performance. So once the keyword is coming the program performance, we have to make a performance analysis report. And task 32 says obtain stakeholder approval for program closure. This is we already get the approval. This is not valid here. And conduct post review meeting by presenting the program performance report in order to obtain feedback and lesson learned. This will be the next step. First we have to present the report and then we get the feedback. And report lessons learned and best practices observed and archived to the knowledge repository. This is also the next step. So in this case, performance report is coming the keyword here. Do first. The first step is to complete a
These
program.
tasks are in sequence.
These are not in the sequence, but we have to see if something is used in the next input. For example, if in the, okay, we're talking about echo. If in the echo,
So first thing in the closing phase is what is shown in the echo, I think, is the performance analysis report.
yes, but in that case, this is not 100% in sequence, but because the first step is start 32, we have to get approval for closure in order to initiate closeout activity. This is always the first step, because whenever I'm going from one phase to another phase, I have to get the approval, right? So don't follow this task in a sequence. First thing, we have to just see like this lesson learned will be used to document it. So first I need to make the report. Just we have to think in some logical way in this way. But this is not, tasks are not in the sequence. This is 100% clear. Okay. So anyone wants to comment on this eco? Mr. Pradeep or Jay Prakash?
No comments from my side.
No comments on eco because it's the world's confusing thing.
Yes, but this is not in the sequence, right? This is clear. This is not in the sequence, but we have to only look for the keyword that are coming there. Okay, so a very detailed and very good coaching call. We covered chapter number 7. We covered a lot of questions. I think it was really helpful. Any question from anyone till now?
Very fun.
Okay, so thank you very much for attending this coaching call, and we see you in the next coaching call. Thank you very much.